So hey guys, hope you are doing good. I am with Sam here from London, and we are in Warsaw. We are killing it here in Warsaw, and so Sam is my guest.
I'm Deepak, the most proven and female-friendly dating coach in this world.
And Sam, tell about yourself a bit.
So we met in, it was called Calypso, now it's called Well Fitness, but we met in the gym the other day.
Yeah.
And I saw you looking big, getting a pump on, you came up and said hi, so we made the contact. But yeah, we've both been in Warsaw a while. A little bit about me, I run a channel called Fluid Social. I essentially help men to do dating in the real world. I don't focus on dating apps, I don't focus on social media. My focus is old-fashioned man meets woman, and really trying to answer the question of why men are no longer doing this, the various reasons why men are no longer talking to women, and how we can encourage the next generation of masculine men to go out and have conversations in real life, because it's been a skill that humankind has relied upon for millennia. And right now I think we're in a very difficult situation with the advent of social media. Guys are thinking of that as their modus operandi, the way that they meet women, and I don't think it's very good for our well-being, for men, for women, and for the future generations. So that's really what I'm trying to do. That's my mission per se.
Nice. So how long you're doing it?
I've been coaching for 10 years. I started off working with students with learning difficulties. When I was 19 years old, I was a coach of CBT, helping students with autism at university to make friends and build connections. And by the age of 21, I was working for one of the top companies in London who help men to meet women in real life. And by the age of 23, I had my business, and that's what I've been working on.
So you are now since 7 years around, you're 7 years you're doing you independently.
Yeah, 7 years Fluid Social has been the way that I've been working with clients.
Yeah. So what is the question?
Yeah, so why do you think men are struggling today with dating? Like, what's different now versus maybe 10 years ago with society and culture that's causing dating to be so difficult for the majority of men? What have you seen in your experience?
The question is, it's a very it's a very long, it's a lot of factors are now, first is the guy's social skills, because everybody's on this, the social media and all, so their social skills are not really good. Even my real sister, son, she has two sons, and they're 20, 21 year old. They are also all the time on the phone, and they cannot able to communicate. So if I see myself when I was 21, 22 year old, I had good social skills, but when I see this younger generation, even in my family, they are not really good social skills. The guys are, this is something first I have seen. Plus overall the dating is getting tougher. The girls have access to social media, I made a video about it, social media resistance. So now it is completely globalized. People can say sometimes we can go to some faraway country and meet some hot girl, and then maybe wife her up. But now the girl's already having this Instagram, and she can get access to DMs, some Dubai guy or from New York, or even from the main city. She can get DMs and get invited. So that is also one thing. Also that they have more options. Girls have more options.
So it used to be your village, right? You lived in a town or a village and you had access to the people in that town or village, but now the dating economy has become globalized to the point that any relatively attractive woman, if she wants to, she could be on a flight to Dubai or New York or London in a day if that's what she wanted. So my question then would be, and something that I've been thinking about, is why isn't that always the case? Why is it possible for me, and I don't consider myself exceptional looking or exceptional in any particular way, right? I consider myself relatively normal guy, maybe slightly above average in a number of those factors, but why is it possible for me to come to a city like Warsaw or even London and find myself able to date feminine, attractive, healthy, well brought up girls? Why aren't they all going to Dubai?
Yeah, I mean the thing is, also, it's the same thing for me. Like it's also possible for me to go anywhere and get girls and something like that. That is so because we both have game, both have like social skills, and if the guys are having like good social skills, good game, then in one way I will say like there will be some girls who are like attracted to that kind of lifestyle, like going to Dubai and all. So even if you met them, you can get that vibe from them. You can vet them, but they are still like normal feminine girls. Still there, and you can still date them.
Sure. So I think that's a really important point that a lot of guys who watch a lot of red pill and game-related content forget. They tend to think in black and white extremes. Like, oh, since social media, it's impossible to date because all girls are going to New York and Dubai. And I think it's an important point to remember that that's just not true, right? It's not the case that you have to be the richest. You have to be a guy living in Dubai with millions of dollars, a Rolex, and an apartment. There are still women who are just looking for a good guy with some social skills and who wants the same things that they want.
I think there are much more women like the guys who are like attracted towards this kind of lifestyle. They are, but they are not like that much.
Yeah.
There are still like plenty of girls who are attracted to normal guy. They have some good personality, good social skills, good game, and you will find a lot. Like even in Warsaw, you can find them. Even any place on the earth, you will find them. These type of girls. So the excuse that like oh my God, now is everybody's on Tinder and everybody's on Instagram, social media. So and we just we gave up.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
So like my hair are not growing, my face is deformed. I don't know. This some wheat waffles from here. These guys and like making brainwashing people.
Yeah.
And like it's all about. We have to give up. No, the girls are getting out of control. No, if you have game, you can still get results. And I'm teaching guys. I teach guys just like in Berlin. Just finished my boot camp, and Berlin is not easy place. And I got the guys like really high quality girls actually with proof.
So how did you do that? Because it's clearly so difficult for guys to cross that bridge and actually, I did a poll the other day on my YouTube channel where I asked like, what's your biggest sticking point? 1, going out and actually just talking to someone. 2, struggling with conversation after the approach. 3, closing the interaction. Or 4, going on dates, right? And 70% of my audience said that they're just not going out and talking to women. So that is the first step. And 70% of people that are interested in learning from a coach still aren't taking the very first step. So that was kind of amazing to me. But I also sympathize. I know it's difficult. So how do you think you get a guy from that 0 to 1, from not being able to even go out and say hello to being able to go out and talk to a woman they like? How do you get them over that first step?
Oh, that's an interesting question. Like it's like the question is here, like inner desire. If they like, I think sometimes the guys have. Sometimes like the guy have goal, okay, they want to get laid, and then they think that. Okay, I can watch porn and masturbate, and then like okay, I don't really have a desire to go out. But if they change the goal for something like this, like they want to have a girl in their life, like dating or something, that cannot be replaced by porn. You have to have a girl, your companionship or something. So this is something I also had when I started game, because when I was not getting laid, like more than 10 years ago. So I was horny and I just like masturbate porn. I was gaming, but I was not getting laid. Yeah. So and then I was just thinking like okay, I don't have desire, but my desire was to get a girl that I can date. That the girl who love me for who I am. On that really fire me up to even go out and approach.
Sure.
And something like this. If they have their goal is something. If you are a normal guy, emotionally normal, not dealing with some kind of like some mental kind of issues, the normal guy want to have a girlfriend, a companionship, and that is something like, if this is the goal, then it will be really like helpful in getting out, motivate you to go out and take action. Having some discipline also. I suggest guys to not to, if they have, some guys have issues that they watch porn and they are not really then motivated. Some guys don't have this issue, but many guys I have seen have issue. They just after watching porn and then they masturbate and then
they get soft.
Yeah, and then but that was not in my case. But I suggest if this is the issue, then you have to stop watching.
Yeah, I agree. I think the sort of addiction to social media and addiction to pornography and things like that, they're a symptom of the time that we live in, which is such that you can get away with being soft. And what I mean by that is it hasn't been throughout history that you could get away with staying in your house for 8 hours, not communicating with people, watching videos online on Instagram and porn, and that not have any real world consequences. It's only now that we have the freedom to be able to sit alone at home with the internet and watch videos all day.
Yeah.
And we weren't protecting our family. We're not protecting a tribe. We don't have to work out on an oil rig doing this stuff. So it's masculinity, in a sense, I won't speak for women as well, but just speaking for men, we've been given this luxury of being able to do whatever we want for the most part, and that's caused this massive lack of discipline.
Yeah.
Because we know that we don't actually need to do any of that stuff. It will benefit us if we do, but because we have these outlets, social media and pornography, there's not a sense of absolute necessity for us to go out and create the circumstance that we want, with the woman we like, with the lifestyle we like, with the mental and physical health that we like. I always use the sort of gun to the head analogy, which is that if you had a gun to your head now, and it was like, Deepak, you've got to go and talk to 10 women today or you're going to die by midnight tonight. Of course you're going to go out and talk to 10 women.
Yeah,
right? And that goes for absolutely any guy watching. If you had that Fight Club moment where Brad Pitt holds a gun to your head and says, go and do what you need to do now or I'm going to kill you, you'd go and do it. But we don't have any sense of threat, of consequence for inaction. And so no one takes any fucking action.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, and
so discipline is like an extension of that. It's hard to be disciplined when you don't need to be, right? So we need to enforce the circumstances that create discipline, right? Accountability, not with a gun to your head, but with with a group of guys or with a coach or with looking at your future and seeing how ugly it's going to be if you don't take action. We need to create those circumstances of threat against ourselves if we don't act, because that's what we're missing, I think.
Yeah, that's discipline is definitely and sometimes also what you also said, we live in a very comfortable life now these days. Everything is very easy, comfortable. So what happens is we are not used to get kind of our skin is very soft, what we say. It is very soft and when we go out and we think go out and approaching girls, and we know that we will get some rejections, and sometimes we are not our skin is not that hard enough to face the rejection, and that also kind of demotivates guy to take action. Also, so for that you have to also be what we say is progressively doing it. I never suggest guy to do something, go out and do some bold stuff on the street or something outrageous stuff, because that you can do it with the willpower, but in a long run it is not a good idea. It's the same thing for example, if I say you have to lose weight, then some people cut calories in a very drastic way. So they do, I'm motivated and 1-2 months, and then the hormones, and they become they cannot keep it for a long time, 1 month maybe, or 2-3 weeks, and then they give up.
Right, so that goes back to what you were saying at the start about having a fixed goal. A lot of these guys who just say, I saw that celebrity with loads of girlfriends, I want loads of girlfriends, but they haven't clearly thought, what do I actually want for my life? Do I want a companion? Or do I want to experience a couple of years of adventure where I meet many women? But you have to be clear on what that goal is so that you can measure your progress. And it's the same with the weight. Like you said, if you just say, oh, I'm going to cut calories and lose weight. It doesn't mean anything. But if you say I want to lose 3 kilograms of fat and gain 5 kilograms of lean muscle in the next 6 months, then you can actually strategize and start to build a plan of action on how you're going to do that.
Yeah.
So it's the same, isn't it? It's about clearly planning a goal that is worthwhile.
Also, like what I want to say, like don't do anything that is very tough to do. Like it like really test your willpower, because it is very hard to sustain in the long run. So if you are cutting weight, so then better cut weight, for example, slowly
Yeah.
in a matter of longer time, because then it is sustainable. So it's also like learning to, want to get good with girls. It should not be very like some hardcore stuff you want to do immediately, because in the long run you're gonna lose the motivation. And that's why it is always having a strategy, having a goal, and slowly go to the goal. Some guy come to me like they want to be like what we say, super Casanova within 2-3 days, and they are not able to like talk to girls, starting a conversation. So it takes time. Like coach will tell you like the proper strategy and everything, but it takes time to practice. That's like, and you have to be patient also.
You do, yeah. I think one of the biggest psychological, because you mentioned guys with emotional problems earlier, and normal guys, it's kind of a grey area. I think we all have some emotional baggage. We've all still got things to work on in our, from our past and things like that. But I think one of the earliest levers you can pull, like one of the big changes you can make early, is actually just appreciating the little wins. So like you said, slow progress. But what a lot of my clients, I find when I start working with them, is they'll say, oh, Sam, I went out and I talked to only one girl, and it was only a 2-minute conversation. And I'm like, brother, that's the first girl you've ever spoken to you in your life. That's a huge win. And if you're berating yourself or attacking yourself because you didn't do enough, but you've done 100% of what you've ever done before, you're never going to get anywhere, because you have to be able to accept when you're making progress.
Yeah.
You have to be able to appreciate the little wins in order to have the motivation to keep going. Right?
Exactly, get a beer, enjoy, open the beer in the evening, enjoy. At least I did first approach, this is how it is.
Celebrate.
Because I also did like this. You're correct 100%, because sometimes you go out and approach. You get rejection, but you're doing your thing, you're slowly improving. So I always like keeping in mind, like in the evening I'm enjoying, eating something tasty, or so like rewarding myself, not like beating myself, oh my God, I'm not getting. No, you have to reward yourself so that you're motivated to take action the next day, and you get the number. First number I got, I was so happy, and first time I got laid, actually, I was so happy. I was like my tears. While I was fucking the girl, my tears were coming. Oh my God!
That must have been the creepiest experience for her. Right?
And she did, and I didn't even able to come. So because my first get laid, in Hanover at that time. It is a good experience, and I was happy at that time. It's like more than 10 years ago. So I rewarded, and then then it was getting laid was like part of who I am now, and become normal. So that's rewarding is really important.
For sure. So we've gone over discipline. Firstly, is discipline's very difficult to build without that sense of threat of negative outcome, right? Discipline's easy when you're in a position that you're forced to act, and it's difficult when you don't have any accountability or threat if you don't take the action. And the second thing was appreciating the little wins.
Small wins,
this is how you get over the first step, right, to answer that question. So there's something I'm very curious about, Deepak, because obviously the red pill and the black pill are two areas of the online space that are kind of divided, right? With red pill saying all that matters is your social skills, you can improve everything, you can change yourself and transform yourself and get good, and the black pill saying you're born this way, so you're never going to have it if you look like this, or you're from this place, or your skin's this color. And so there's these two conflicting narratives. I want to know from you, as someone who's not ethnically white, right?
Yeah.
What's been your experience, and have you noticed any racial bias or any difficulties on account of your race as you've gone through this journey?
The thing is, like, to be honest, like, I will say, like, no, race thing do it is, there is some kind of thing, but it is not stopping me to get results what I'm looking for. If I want to look for, like, the results what I want, when I decided when I starting game, and I'm getting now the goal I set at that time, I'm getting now even better results, honestly. So do race matters? Yes, but did it stop me in getting laid, or did I got like black pilled or something, or like accept the black pill? No, I spit the black pill and I just work on the game, work on the social skills, and still got results and bringing results also to the other guys. So yeah, there is like, we are looking different. There are like difference in looks and all. It's all good. I don't. It's okay. I understand that some guys are like, with ethnics, and they have like issues, and they just blame everything on their race.
Yeah.
Blaming something, being negative, it's not going to help anyway. There is a solution. You can still get results if you work on your game, if you work on your social skills. Like I always say, like, all ethnics, like they have to also going to gym. They should go to gym.
Yeah.
The lifting weight will definitely improve the looks.
Yeah.
I mean, like you are also like going to gym. I'm going to gym. I'm very old actually. I don't want to tell my age.
We can have in the comment section try and guess Deepak's age.
I'm very old, but the girl think I'm 25.
Yeah, because you're in good shape, man. You've got a young attitude. You've got a young personality. You're in good shape. You don't dress.
Yeah.
You dress young.
So if you say like, okay, like, oh Deepak, you are, it's no. Of course I have to. If I want to date young girls, I cannot look like a fucking chicken curry Inder, like, Indian fat guy. It's not gonna work for me. Balding, like. So I have to get in shape and work on my social skills and everything, and still I can get results. And there is even for like some like, like white guy also having the issue, like, we are average and all, we cannot get all the girls are like, getting these guys, these chads and all, like level 10 chads, and we are not able to get anything. They are also crying in you. What do you think?
Well, yeah, I think there's a million reasons to doubt yourself, and I think that the fundamental thing is that you take your mind with you everywhere. So if you're insecure when you're poor, you're going to be insecure when you're rich. If you're insecure when you don't have women, you're going to be insecure when you do. You bring your mind with you. So fixing your external circumstances isn't going to directly translate onto your mindset, right? You've got to fix your mindset in order to fix your mindset. And you've got to fix your external circumstances to fix your external circumstances.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys think that, if only I hear guys all the time. I got into game and I met a girlfriend and I don't know. I feel like I want to be with other women. It's like, dude, when you're single, you're going to say, I should be in a relationship. Why aren't I in a relationship? Your problem is that your mind is fucked. It's not that you're in a relationship and you want to be single. If you were single, you'd want to be in a relationship, right? And I've been there as well. So I know that you take your mind with you. Your problems are consistent. If you had problems when you were single, you'll have problems in a relationship. If you had problems when you were broke, you'll have problems when you're rich. So I very much see it like exactly as you said it very well. You're dealt a set of cards at the start of your life. Your job isn't to say, my cards are shit, like slam them on the table and end it all. Your job is to say, these are my cards. Let me figure out how I can leverage skill and win the game with a shit hand of cards.
Yeah.
That's obviously the solution, right? Because that's all you've got. All you've got is this one game, and you've been dealt this one set of cards, and you have two options: to give up completely or to work magic with the cards you're dealt. Anything other than that is spitting in the face of life. Spitting in the face of the one life you've been given.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you have to be like, what are the like, looks or race or whatever, like, you have, okay, these are the cards I have, then play accordingly, 100%. And you can still win the game. It's at the end, like, I always say, guys, like, people should not like, look, oh, this guy is getting like, or this girl, or I'm not able to. No, look for like, you should not compare yourself with other people, and they have a different situation, different circumstances. Look for your happiness, what makes you happy. For me, I always like, when I was working in Volkswagen, IT consultant, and I was seeing lot of it, like in Germany, like guys were getting laid, and I was just saying to myself, I really don't care. At the end, like, when I want to go home, I want to have a girlfriend who loves me for who I am. I really don't give a fuck about any other, like, people who getting laid. I need to get results. I'm happy with that. I don't want to show, I don't need to prove it to anyone. At that time, I was not coach. Now, as a coach, I have to show success, the proof and result. I understand. But if I wouldn't be coach, I really don't care. I don't want to, I have my girlfriends. I don't really care to show it. Some guys getting better girls, some guy getting like, they are getting better girls, or he's getting, some model or something. I have my girl, I'm happy. I don't really interested in comparing my results to other people. I'm happy with,
100%.
And that's the same thing like you guys also, because the jealousy sometimes also like, create issues.
Yeah, and it's like this thing where you always want better than what other people have, and it doesn't make any sense, because you could be looking at a guy who's with a girl and they have some open relationship where she's with other guys every other week, and their goals don't align with yours at all. You might want to just have a really solid family where your children and your woman respects you and follows your lead, and that guy who you're looking at and you're jealous of what he has, their situation might not be at all aligned with what your personal goals are and what you want. So what we do is we see someone's situation and then we project our own mind onto it. So we'll say, oh, that's perfect. She's probably perfect. She probably is like this and this and this. And the reality is that we're just designing it in our mind the way we want to see it. But the truth is, it's never like that. Their relationship has its own problems. This woman has her own issues and insecurities, and so does the man. And you've just got to stay tunnel vision focused on yourself and your goals and your mission, and just move unceasingly in the direction of what you decided you wanted to do with this one life you have and the cards you were dealt.
Yeah, I mean, exactly, and that's one thing also. When I was learning game, I had this issue. I was shifted from another city, Hamburg, to Berlin. At that time, I had like they were in Berlin is very much like a lot of pickup guys and gaming. So I was going out with them, and they were like some good-looking guys, like native German guys, and we were doing the same thing, and they were getting results, and I was like, okay, I do the same thing. I was not getting results, and then I was a bit kind of frustrated at the time that I'm not getting results, but they are getting results. At the end, I said, like, I have to get result. I have to find my own way. I just stopped going out and with them. I just find alone, like, hitting the street all alone for many, many months, and find my own thing, find my own system, and still got results, like for myself. So I just stay on my path. This is what I want. Even if they are getting late, and I start to think, okay, maybe my looks are not that good, but okay, I'm getting distracted by them because of their results. Sometimes you see like, this guy's getting late, then you get again, oh, what the fuck, I'm not getting late, and then again, and you see again, then you say, okay, I just go out by myself alone. I will not get distracted by anything. My goal is this, completely focus on the goal, and I got at the end results even better than them.
Yeah. So I'm curious, because my experience has been that there are some countries where different, for example, races or ethnicities have better opportunities, right? So from my experience, whenever I come here to Warsaw, I see Asian dudes, like Indian guys specifically, do really well. Like, I think the women like brown skinned dudes here, because I see a lot of like guys who, if they were in London, it would be maybe much harder. But over here, I see almost like a preference for Latin guys and maybe Asian dudes. Have you found that in different geographies or areas that you go to, there are different sort of ethnic or racial preferences?
I will say like one thing, like for ethnic guys, they're not going to get penalized in Warsaw compared to how they maybe get penalized in London, something like that. So it can be like I will not say the preference. You still need game.
Yeah.
It is not like they will just land on my my dick or something like that. That's not going to happen. Like you come, because now Sam is saying and Deepak is saying like girls are like loving brown guys, and they come and come on the airport and every Polish girl is here. Like it's not gonna. They still need game. Actually, it's not gonna happen like that. So you still need game, but yeah, of course, like it will be slightly different than UK, London, for example. But I have seen also, if you are in USA, it is still better in USA, New York, and all like it is still better than for ethnic guys than UK. Actually,
Right.
This is something I've experienced. But the problem is that majority of the guys don't understand game. They don't put practice in learning game.
Yeah.
They don't put practice in improving their social skills. And many guys they think like I have seen many guys. They what you're saying. They also think that we come to this Central Europe, maybe like Serbia, Belgrade, or this area, or like Poland, or I think Ukraine is you cannot go there. Maybe you can go. I don't know.
Yeah, you can go.
You can go.
Yeah, I've got a friend over there.
Which place?
Lviv.
Lviv. It's safe.
Yeah.
Not like
Yeah.
missiles are coming.
There might be a couple of missiles coming now and then, but it's
Pussy is more important than.
well, it's still safer than London. It's still safer than parts of London. London, you can't walk down the street in most of East London.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place. I think,
So what I
Ukraine.
want to say, like some guys come and they just think like they just come and land up and then chit chat and then they will get results. So it is not going to be like that.
Yeah.
Definitely, because time has changed. 2023. If you have social skills, you good game, you can get results, because a lot of guys said like I was in Poland, there is a one guy who will be in future in the boot camp. He said he Polish girls, and then he said I said did you got success? He said no, but I have a very good chemistry with Polish girls. I say okay. And did you got success? He said no. And I said how many times you were in Poland? He said like 10 times. I said like 10 times you didn't got success with any Polish girls. So what do you think 11th time you will get, and you go there and you will get success? He said yeah, most probably not. So
Yeah.
just because you get less penalized, it's not like.
For sure. I also want to add to that because, for example, I say that my general recognition has been that when I come here, I was surprised coming from London to see just so many brown-skinned dudes with beautiful girlfriends, because I don't see that so often in London. But I want to make a caveat to that for anybody who's listening and thinking, so I'll just give up because I'm in London. That's not the case, because my experience has been the following, and this is very interesting. When they are in community settings, I see no difference, right? So I've got a friend, Sunil, in London, and he does amazing with women. And all of the women that he meets are from his jiu-jitsu class, from his co-living building, his co-working space, his meditation classes. So he absolutely kills it in London as an Indian dude with beautiful women because he's in settings where they actually get to know him. So I think the biggest barrier potentially in London is not the fact that you have a problem if you are, if you have brown skin. It's almost the cultural expectation. A lot of the time, some women might just expect that if you're from India, you've got some of the cultural differences, right? Whereas if you have time to get to know them in settings, right, you have 2 dates. She doesn't see your ethnicity or skin anymore, right? She doesn't have any biases, potentially pre-installed biases against you. So I have a few Indian friends, Sunil is just one of them, who do absolutely amazing with women, and they're not particularly good-looking guys, they're not in amazing shape. It's just because they're really likable guys who, as you said, have game, have social skills, and the women have an opportunity to actually get to know them. So I think that that's a big, big factor. If you are someone in London or a country, Hamburg, where it's maybe harder on the whole if you are Asian, if you have an opportunity to get to know these women for even 2 or 3 hours, that entire bias will go out the window. So I want to make that very, very clear for any maybe Indian guys who are verging on the black pill mindset.
Yeah.
Just give it a bit of time in a communal setting, and that entire bias, as far as I can see, goes away completely.
Yeah, of course, like there will be many guys who are living in London watching this video, then they think that, like, you know, okay, I don't have luxury to leave like London. You still can get results, like he said, like that is also true, and also you can improve. For example, like, you know, I will always say, guys, like, you know, looks max as much as possible.
Yeah.
If it is possible, like there is you can do it. And then also you can work on your social skills, work on your have a good clothes, work on the social, have a good game. That's really important. Like put practice on the game, learning a proper strategy, how to talk, how to get the conversation going. Even on the cold approach, I have guys in London, ethnic guys, Pakistani guys, Indian guys getting results. I have some documentaries. I will release them. So it is possible to get results in London if you know like what you are doing in cold approach with what you're saying community second. That is also a good option, but cold approach is still possible. That is
100%. And I think it's also, as we said, it's a cultural thing, and I'm not going to tread carefully. Like I know that you kind of have to use careful language with a lot of this stuff, but for example, when I went over to Brazil, which is a place where, you know, being a white-skinned dude would be considered like, oh, it's easy in Brazil for you.
Yeah.
It wasn't fucking easy.
Okay.
And the reason it wasn't easy is because over there, people are so expressive, they're so direct, they're so good at flirting, they're so confident and forward that me coming over as an English guy, I was stiff and awkward, and you know, I didn't know how it worked, how the culture worked. So I was watching Brazilian guys doing amazingly, getting women really into them, and I couldn't do it. Reason is because I brought my cultural baggage over from the UK, and I think a lot of the time that's what guys think. And I could have easily said, oh, it's so hard for English guys in Brazil, when it's obviously not hard for English guys in Brazil, right? For a white English guy in Brazil. The truth is, it was my cultural baggage that was the problem. And I think a lot of the time in London, it's the same. It's like someone like yourself, you're like a global citizen, right? I wouldn't see you as culturally Indian or German or English. You're just a dude, right?
Yeah.
You're a dude and you've had experience traveling, so you know how the world works.
Yeah.
And it's the same. My Indian friends, for example, or my black friends, for example, if they're culturally well adapted, right? They understand global cultural norms. You can't pinpoint them as culturally Indian or African or anything. These guys do absolutely fine.
Yeah.
The Indian guys that I see struggling in London are the ones that have taken the cultural norms of India over to the UK, because very often I think it's the culture that can get, and I've lived in India, so I know what it's like, but there's a very different culture. There's more of a culture of conformity and of negotiation. You know, everything is a bit more of a negotiation over there, and there's beauty to the culture, and there's also problems when transferring it over to the UK. So I would say that that's a massive factor. If you're going to go to a new country and you want to set up yourself with your dating life and your social life, you have to very quickly understand how the culture works, how the people communicate, what is considered normal, what's the sense of humor, and adapt as much as you can so that people don't pigeonhole you as an English or an Indian or an African.
Yeah,
I think that's very, very important.
that is like, for example, if I say like one interesting thing, because we're talking about like Indian, like ethnics. So one thing I have seen, maybe this thing some people will think like, oh, what the fuck I'm talking, but I'm telling the truth. With the Indian community, definitely there is one issue we have. For example, if I say like to you, like Sam, you know, like you, I mean, maybe it looks like politically incorrect, but you're proud to be who you are, yeah?
Yeah.
Proud to be British kind of thing, you know, maybe I don't want like white thing and all. But with Indians,
I'm not proud to be white.
Like proud to be British,
yeah?
So something like that. So with Indians, the problem is that we Indians, we were taught that our culture, our identity is bad from the very old age, from the books. So we even hate our language.
Right.
So I have my friend. I met an Indian guy. And I prefer, when I meet an Indian guy, I prefer to speak in Hindi. Yeah, I really proud of who I am. I speak in Hindi when I meet Indians. And there was a guy just like 2 days ago, an Indian guy. And then I said start to speak in Hindi. And then he started to speak with me in English. And my friend was there, and he's German. And he said it is why you're speaking in English, because your language is Hindi. Why you're speaking with each other in Hindi? And I said many people are even ashamed to speak they're ashamed to speak in their own language. They're ashamed to.
Yeah.
And then I said that because he said if he's meeting a German guy in India or in USA, he's not going to speak in English. He's going to speak in fucking German language. Yeah. Or if a Russian guy or two Russian people or they go, they meet each other, they will speak in their mother tongue, Russian language, Spanish people, Spanish language. Yeah. But with Indians, we have problem even speaking in our own language.
Right.
So a lot of Indians, they are coming to London or outside, they want to be like them. If you are proud, if you are not proud of your identity, who you are, if you are not, what we say, proud, so proud of who you are, and you always think that there is something is missing in us, you want to. It's not going to work because the girl will see that kind of inferiority complex in you, and it's not going to work. This is something Indian people, especially ethnics, have to keep in mind that don't be ashamed of your identity, who you are. Your culture, our culture is good, everything is good, there is nothing wrong. For example, your culture, I don't disrespect German culture, British 100%. Culture. You should be proud of who you are. As the same thing, Indian should be proud of who we are. At the same time, when we are talking to British girls or Western girls, we adapt to the situation. Exactly. It's not like I'm just going, I have to adapt to the environment. But I'm still inside, I'm proud of who I am. I'm not wearing Indian clothes on London street and trying to pick up some British girl and then, no, it's not gonna, I have to adapt to the situation, but I'm not ashamed of myself from inside. That's what I want to say.
That's a really, really important point. And I call what you've just described, I call it one foot in, one foot out. And I think in life, it's a broader lesson. You have to be 1 foot in and 1 foot out with everything, right? You have to understand what's going on in the news, right? You've got to understand what society is doing, but then go your own way. 1 foot in the system, 1 foot out of the system. And you're exactly right. When I went over to Brazil the first time, as I said, I was all feet out. I was just a UK guy with no knowledge of Brazil, not understanding how it worked. And then I switched to the other side and started dressing exactly like the Brazilians and trying to be like them. That didn't work either. What I learned is I have to maintain wear the clothes that I like, that I want to wear, but also understand the nuances of the culture and how these guys dress, and not wear a pair of, skinny trousers when on the beach when it's 30 degrees and everyone's wearing board shorts. It doesn't make any sense. So you have to maintain your sense of authenticity, maintain your core, but also understand that you've got to have 1 foot in the system. Yeah. You've got to adapt to the culture and not stand out like the caveman in the social media era, right? You've got to adapt to the trends and the styles whilst maintaining what you fundamentally like and want from yourself. I think you're absolutely right, and that's a sign that you're confident in yourself, your ethnicity, your culture, to be able to say, I'm not ashamed of myself, I love my country, I'll tell you what's great about India, but I'm also I like your culture and I'm adapting to your culture, and that makes other people interested in you. Because if you're passionate about where you're from, other people want to know about it. Other people elevate you in their mind when you're proud of where you're from. Yeah. So I completely agree. If I'm around an Indian guy who loves India, I want to learn about it. If I'm around a guy who clearly is insecure or feels like they're inferior, then, how am I not meant to frame them that way, right? You're naturally going to do it. So Yeah, I completely agree about that.
Yeah, that's like so many guys come and they just like want to learn game, and they just like they just don't like just don't want to talk about the Indian thing. It should be all like American. It should be like some IT guys from India, like, and they did coaching. And then I said like I was feeling kind of like a bit awkward, like he's not even like able to talk about himself.
Yeah.
Everything need to be a story, a routine, or he just cannot able to talk about like what he likes about India or something. So it was really sad. Sometimes I see something like this, but hopefully it will change. People will have more proud about who they are, because that's really like that is one of the factor also for Indians not getting results.
Yeah, I mean, I point a lot of the guys that maybe address Indian guys. Phone just stopped, video stopped, so we're back again. But we'll just clear up that wherever you're from, whatever cards you were dealt, it is universally attractive when a man is proud of where he's from, when a man is not ashamed or afraid to love where he's from. And a lot of the struggles that people have is from that sense of inferiority, right? Just very quickly, an example before we close out. When I go to Brazil, it's always very interesting because guys go to Brazil, European guys go to Brazil, or anyone goes to Brazil because they want to see this sexy, fun Brazilian culture. But when they go, the women like the old-fashioned European gentleman style. So the women act not Brazilian, they act more like Europeans, and the men try to act more like Brazilians. So both cultures are doing the opposite of what the culture actually likes. Like the Brazilian women would want the European guys to be European, and the Europeans want to see authentic Brazilianness, but yet both people are changing the way they're acting to try and be cool in front of the other person, so they're both fucking it up for each other. And I think it's a perfect example of that little bit of shame about your culture or inferiority when two cultures both feel inferior to the other, and so neither of them are attractive as they could be to the other culture. And the best thing to do is to go in and learn to love your identity if you don't already. Find what's good about the UK or England, and what's exciting about that, and the same with India. What's amazing about your culture? Live that to the fullest, right?
Yeah, it's like not like you have to be arrogant, like acting very arrogant, but just like love who you are. That's the main thing,
Love who you are, love where you're from, and be happy to share that with other people so they can see a better version. But
so for example, like arrogance, when I say arrogance, so sometimes what happens, I met they had two girls, and I was like doing party with them. I was in a club, and so there was some guy he was from California, and he wanted to. He knew me, and then he said okay, can I join you? I said yeah, okay, join you, you can also join. So we had a table, and then he came, and then my girls talking with him, and then later after 20 minutes they come to me who is this weirdo? I said what happens? He said all the time I'm from California, I'm from California, I'm from California, I'm from USA. What the fuck is going? I say, yeah, I mean he was trying to be I'm cool because I'm American, I'm from USA, you have to talk to me, because I'm from. So this is not I'm saying you have to be acting like that arrogant in front 100%. Of. It's not gonna work maybe in some places like Philippines, Thailand, maybe, but normally it's not a good idea and he got freaked. The girls got freaked out, and he could have some good conversation skills, but it just repeating the thing and I'm from. It just didn't work out.
It's a sign of just low-level social skills to think that you need to tell people why you're good. The way that people see that your culture is good or that you're a cool person is through your actions, is through the way you manifest, is through the way you behave. The more you shout about your money, the less people care about your money, the more put off they are. But if you let them see through your behavior that you've made money, or that you're from a cool place, or that you have a cool lifestyle, then they're going to be much more interested.
Yeah, exactly,
right?
exactly.
So that's 100% it. So tell everyone, like, what are your projects at the moment? You're doing coaching work. What are
Yeah,
you?
so I have with me it is always like kind of issue because I am from from India, and my coaching is clients are all in West, and some are also from India, but majority are like in West. So I have to, but because people see me as a bit different, so I have to put more efforts, more proof, to like I can bring results to the students like other guys. So that's why I just released one product, actually, Dating in Fields Domination. This is one of my biggest project, and I'm very proud of it. Dating in Fields Domination, where people will see me for the first time, my uncut videos from approach to taking girl home, approach to making girlfriends, not only mine, and like for example, me like dealing with resistance in various different type of resistance with the girl all over the world, from UK, from USA, from Central Europe, from Germany, from every part of the world. And then not only my infields, you will see my students infield, how I teach my students, and students are getting results from approach to taking girl home, complete verbals, complete everything, So this is one of my biggest project I have just released, datinginfieldsdomination.com. I also do coaching, one-on-one coaching, but I don't do like all year. I'm doing only for a very specific period of time. So for example, right now I'm here, so this is the only time teaching. Then the whole year I will not be doing. Next year I'll be doing it only in April and May, 2 months, and then next year I'm not going to be teaching anyone the whole year. So I do one-on-one boot camp, I do online, I have online program, I have online mentorship program, and my YouTube channel is Deepak Dating, and on YouTube you can find it. So yeah.
Yeah, I'll put the link in the description of this video to Deepak's channel.
Yeah, and also like Sam, tell me about what you're doing, what kind of projects you're doing.
Yeah, sure. So I'm running something called the Fluid Confidence System, which is a community of guys. And my aim is to basically take what I do with my one-on-one clients. I do 12-week programs with my one-on-one clients, and condense the process into the community so that every guy, regardless of your finances, your wealth, and your experience level, can follow a process of carefully designing what your goal is, what kind of life you want to have, visualizing it with our exercises that are based on the science of goal achievement studies, and then literally designing a weekly strategy of how you're going to get there. So we have weekly calls, we have a Discord community with people all over the world in their separate cities. So guys are actually going out together in Portugal, the United States, Germany, and London. Just today, guys are going out together and winging each other and pushing each other. We have our weekly calls, and so this community's great. We've got 109 members in the community now. So yeah, if anyone's interested in finding a community of like-minded guys, that's where we're doing it. And then obviously I'm doing the one-on-one coaching, mentoring programs as well. But yeah, man, it's really great to get this chance to talk to you, and I think you've shared some really, it's not just valuable but essential insights, particularly on the dating abroad and the cultural stuff as well, because I know I have messages from guys from all over Asia and other parts of the world asking whether their race is a problem. It's really great for me to have someone like you who I can point them towards and say, look, this should be your fucking role model if you don't have one already, because you're saying that it's a problem, he's showing you that it's not a problem. What's your excuse now? Find another one, right? Go rack your head for another reason why it's impossible for you.
Yeah,
it's nice to have guys who just answer the question of, is my culture a problem or race a problem?
Yeah,
so.
and also it's nice to have you on my channel also,
Yeah.
Yeah, I see these there are always excuses, but you have to be the fighter, you have to fight for it. Of course, sometimes things get tougher, but again, the guy who is the toughest guy wins the game, at the end, when you're fucking, you will forget all the struggle you did.
Yep. Yeah, you go.
That's how I see, like, I cried many times in the past, but now I have like girls, everything, enjoying life, and I don't really think about the old days. Sometimes I don't tell my girls, actually, I was a loser.
Yeah, but there's another guy in your position who said, oh, this is the problem, I'm from here and it's not going to work. And then there's you, right? So there's two ways that you could have gone. One was that full black pill mindset, and the other is the way that you went. And you are now successful by your own standards. And the other version that said that their life's over because they were born to this race or this country, their life basically is over.
Yeah,
and that's your choice which direction you choose.
If you think that it's over, then it's over. If you think that
Sure.
you are not going to you have to you will get results, then you will get results.
100%.
And I'm there to help you, like,
Sure.
and he's also here to help
Yep.
you, and like, you should go to him, you should go to me, like, it's
Yeah,
good.
we're not competing. Guys can decide for themselves.
Yeah,
There's enough food to feed the
Yeah,
world.
it's, again, like that sometimes, like in the dating coaches, like, oh, my dick is better
Yeah, I
than
know,
your
I know.
dick.
There's a lot of
and,
infighting.
I heard, like, I know, Steve Jobs. Yeah, he also told me, we had a beef in 2016, 17. He was like challenging me this and that. Then I noticed like he was also trolling
Yeah,
me.
he gave me and a few of my other friends in the industry a hard time, and I sent him an email recently just checking that he's okay, because honestly, when I see that kind of behavior, my first instinct now is like, shit, this guy could be on the edge, right? Because imagine if I suddenly saw your channel started dissing me or other people, I would be like, wait, I know Deepak, that's not how he usually is, so he must be suffering. I think in Steve Jobs' case, it was completely unnecessary and weird, but I also think he might be in a difficult mental position, so I'm always aware that I don't want to attack someone when they might be on the verge of a mental breakdown or worse. And so I think that it's a lesson for everyone as well. If you've got haters, they're probably hurting more than you. So if you can respond with sympathy, you take the power and you potentially allow them to heal or to get better. So yeah, I just hope the best for Steve, because I think he's in a rough spot.
Yeah, the thing is also like, because sometimes I think like these guys, some of these guys, they should be at this time, like should have settled down. I don't know, like, they are like getting older and older, and a lot of these guys are like still single, and I feel like kind of like what's going on, like they were like pickup held, I don't know what is the held of pickup, top pickup guys 10 years ago, and they should have something like having settlement, some girlfriend or
building,
kids
right?
or family, or so when you are all alone, getting
It's
older,
tough,
it can happen that
it can
people
be really
get
tough.
toxic. So I will always suggest you can get laid, but at the end, like, it's always think about family.
Your life is short. You have to have something that you've built, some legacy, right?
Yeah,
So,
like family and like girlfriend or wife, because you're not going to like walk around like headless chicken with 50-year-old, like approaching girls to 20, 21, 22. It just look very weird also.
yeah, at some point you're just the 8-year-old dude with the bad tattoos, right? so yeah, like final little super positive self-help thing is love your haters. If you've got haters, understand they're hurting
You're doing
more
good.
than you. You're doing well, and they're hurting more than you. So if you can give them sympathy, you take the power back. And on that note, bro, it's been a
care.
real pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on, and
Same here.
I'll see a
same
lot
here.
more of you in Warsaw now.
Yeah, sure.
Cheers, guys.
Okay, bye. If you are still suffering in your dating life, not able to find any solution for the problems you are facing in your dating life, now it's time to change it forever. And if you really want to get guided by me personally in my mentorship program or in my one-on-one bootcamp program, then apply to the link in the description below. But keep in mind, my mentorship program or my one-on-one bootcamp program are in very high in demand with a very limited availability. They are also costly, so only if you are fully motivated, committed, only then apply to the mentorship or my bootcamp program. If right now the cost is the issue, or you are not able to do my mentorship program or my bootcamp program due to any personal reason and still want to change your dating life, then I suggest you to join Dating Infield Domination. The link is also in the description below. The first link, it's only $1, completely risk-free. You can cancel it anytime you want to. There you will see pure uncut in-field interaction of me as well as my students, getting late, getting girlfriends, listen word by word, line by line, in-field interactions in this program, Dating in-Field's Domination, and learn top-level seduction skills which no other dating coach in this world can able to teach you. I challenge it. Also guys, don't forget to watch the playlist Rock Solid Infield on this channel, where I'm doing live flirt, picking up girls in front of camera, showing top level pickup and attraction skills. Also don't forget to watch Student Transformation and Testimonials, where I'm teaching my students, showing full documentaries, student success and their testimonials also.